Jim, that Francis would be able to hang in this one, but Rafa never let him in.
Well, he got off to the kind of start that you just don't need. Rafa breaks him early, and then we know when Rafa is ahead, he opens up the throttle and puts you in the corners. And listen, Francis had played a lot of tennis coming in. He was fatigued. It was a little bit like that Alex de Minaur match in the third round. A young player comes in with a lot of momentum, but not a lot of fuel in the tank, and that is the worst possible scenario when you're playing an informed Nadal, who to this point in the tournament is playing the best tennis in the men's draw. This is ridiculous. A half volley from just inside the baseline. He had it all firing. Nadal looking very, very good so far.
He sent him to the corner so often it was easy to look. But did you see that 1:47 time of match? Plenty of time for Sesame Trontos. These are short matches. Nadal is playing a guy who doesn't play particularly quickly. Not only has he not lost a set, he really hasn't been tested.
I haven't seen Rafa serve this big in a while. I think whatever tweaks he's done to his serve, it's working because he's holding so much easier, which means he's got that much more energy when the other guy's serving. So big problem for everybody else then.
We talked about it earlier, Jim. What's the takeaway for Big Foe from this experience?
Well, I think he's learned a lot on his trip. It was a poor start in Australia. He played the Hopman Cup, and not only did he lose his matches, he just went away in those matches. As the trip went on, he competed better and better. So his big takeaway is that he's becoming a point in and point out competitor, more professional. This is a big step for him in so many levels. Obviously, the reinforcement is necessary, but even when he lost first round to John Millman in Sydney in a tight three-setter, things were looking better for him. So this is a great start to what looked like it was going to be a tough trip to a good year for him. Now it's about getting on the plane today, getting some rest, and getting right back to work.
You learn a lot from wins, you learn a lot from losses, and I think for Francis that's been the case. He knows that when he's focusing and he's really in there and fighting for every point, he can win matches. But then you run into Rafael Nadal, so you learn another lesson. What do I need to do better next time I play? So it's a great experience for him in every way.
Pro tip, Martina. Win easy en route to Rafa, which is something that unfortunately Tsitsipas has been unable to do too. So Rafa, it's all setting up perfectly for him. He's playing great, and he's playing fatigued players so far.
All right, let's